So on the July 2025, we have a crash between Cambodia and Thailand near the Prevailing border, and it result of 43 people dead and more than 300,000 people displaced. And this conflict was left since the colonial era. It was colonial by France, and then we still have some borders that are not resolved yet. And also today we have politicians are very involved in this conflict. They provoke this test as the nationalist pride. Yeah. But luckily we have the ceasefire achieved by the ASEAN. ASEAN is the Association of Southeast Asia, so we have 10 countries, 10 members in Southeast Asia region. And this year, Malaysia is the chairman of the ASEAN. And then Malaysia, we cooperate with the USA, Donald Trump, President Donald Trump, and also China. We broke the ceasefire on day 28, July 2025. So in this ceasefire, we can reflect to the two principles of the Gandhian. So we have the first one is non-violent, and also the non-possession is really non-attachment. And I will go to the objective. So I will have four objectives of this study. The first one is analyze how soft power saved the Cambodia-Thailand peace process. The second one is identify the challenges from the nationalism and historical memory. And the third one is apply for the Gandhian ethics of the ASEAN peace building. And the fourth one as the proposed strategy for lasting peace and sustainability. So before go to the result, I just want to briefly what is the Ahimsa. Here we have, as I mentioned in earlier, we have two principles from the Gandhian. The first one is Ahimsa. It's promoting peaceful dialogue, fostering a climate of mutual respect, and explicitly prioritizing empathy over the escalation. And the second one is non-possession. So I will go to the methodology. So I will use the qualitative case study that using secondary data, and also using the research from the ASEAN report policy paper, and also the official statement from the NGO academic paper. And I use the semantics analysis, focus on diplomacy, economy, and culture, and also focus on ASEAN mediation, role of the US and also the China. So my first result is the diplomatic software. As I mentioned earlier, Malaysia as the chairman of the ASEAN is very play role important in this mediation. On day 28 July 2025, Malaysia, we just called the leader of Cambodia and Thailand to have urgent summit, and we agreed together on a ceasefire, and we have achieved 13 point of the agreement that we will try to talk in bilateral between Cambodia and Thailand rather than escalation of the military. That is the first finding. And the second one, and the important one, is the economic diplomacy. So President Trump, he just come to the mediation by low the tariff. Like before the fighting, Cambodia, we got 49% of the tariff to export goods to the US, and also Thailand, we have 36% of the tariff. But we agree to make a ceasefire by lower the tariff to 19%. That is very good play role from the US. And also China. China is the one who are invest very, how to call it? They invest a lot in Southeast Asia, especially Cambodia and Thailand. So we cannot exclude China to the this agreement. And another finding is conflict become from the politician. Both Cambodian and Thai politicians, they always provoke the border conflict by before the election. So both country politicians, they always provoke this test to make support in the internal election. That's why this really happened again and again. It's happened in 1954, and then again in 2008, and again in 2011, again in 2013, and also this is the last one. And I don't think we will have more another conflict again. So here I can have some proposals for the strategy of lasting peace and sustainability in the regional security. So first one, we need to enhance the institutional ASEAN. So now we have only the leader of the government summit one time per year, and also we have the meeting of the national defense. But we don't have the permanent body that we can solve the problem. Like the UN, we have a Security Council. So here I propose ASEAN to establish the one body that we can solve the problem easily. That is my research proposal. And also the second one, we should take the politician out of the technician. Because I mentioned in the politician is very, very bad. They provoke the problem and they solve the problem because of they want to get the support from their own people. So we should take out the politician out of the technician. That is my second proposal. And also the third one is the cultural reconciliation. It is important as we are Buddhist country, Thailand and Cambodia, we are the most population Buddhist. We know the concept of non-violence, non-possessions and all, but we still fighting because of what? Because of the politician. So my suggestion is we should have the exchange between the students, civil society, and also the Buddhism together, and then people will feel trust each other, and then the problem will be solved. So the real peace is from our mind. Yeah, that is my suggestion. And the fourth one is economic integration. In ASEAN region, we have like free trade area. That is the agreement that all the ASEAN members can exchange goods together with the low tariff. And because of this conflict, the two countries in Cambodia and Thailand, they have closed their border. And Cambodia, we lost around 3% of total of the GDP during the conflict, and also Thailand, they lost around $10 billion. So we are neighbor, we are in the same region ASEAN, so we should take this case seriously, and we integrate together for our people. And the last one, as I mentioned, civil society is very important to play a role to maintain the meaning of peace, to get recover of the people suffering from the conflict, and also the Buddhism also. think soft power is play a role very important in Cambodia and Thailand conflicts, and peace through persuasion, not pressure. And ASEAN diplomacy plus US and China is make the stability in the regions, and we should move from the temporary ceasefire to structural peace. Yeah. And also my last quote is, peace is not the absence of the war, but the presence of the understanding. That is from our father Mahatma Gandhi. Thank you so much. And also here I have some writing article that published in local news media and also in international also. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Are there any questions? Maybe I have a question. How would you define soft power?
Soft power. Soft power is a concept coined by Joseph Nye, and as I mentioned, we are not stop this fighting without any the external pressure by military or something else, but by negotiation, by give something like US. The President Donald Trump was played a very important to lower the tariff from 49 and 36 of Thailand and Cambodia to only 19%. That is the main important. Yeah. So I can say this is the soft power from the US and also from China. China, they have very heavily invest both Cambodia and Thai. So they don't want to see this country are fighting because they will lost economics cooperation. So China try to negotiate to Cambodia and Thailand to stop the war. Yeah, that is the soft power. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So I'd like to invite the next presenter, Manas Jyoti Talukdar. Thank you. So if you'd like to introduce yourself, you have 8 minutes for the presentation. So the presentation topic here is what would Gandhi code? Ethics for the Fourth Industrial Revolution. So you can begin.
Good evening to the chair of the session and everyone present here. I am Manas Jyoti Talukdar. I am a research scholar at the School of Gandhian Thought and Development Studies, Mathai University. So my title of this presentation is What Would Gandhi Code? The Ethics for Fourth Industrial Revolution. So let me start with the story of human evolution. The occurrence which make human the master of the nature and art. Mainly human ruled the world by the art of making tools. The tools first started with when human Homo sapiens is the possession of the thumb, which make us create various tools starting with maybe fire or wheels or even just stick or all the tools that we made to have possession over nature. So always we have been tool makers from stone axes to present printing press, computers. So each tool extended our capabilities, tools amplified strength, vehicles conquered distances, and book preserved our knowledge. Throughout history, tools remain instrument, passive objects waiting human direction. They made our life convenient, efficient, and prosperous. Now, till all the tools that we speak about, mostly the tools do not have their own decision-making power. They just wait for our guidance, our direction. But now, in the early phase of 21st century, there is a new technology developed which make which can be making decision by themselves. I'm talking about artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence fundamentally different from the traditional tools, which we mentioned earlier. Systems can make autonomous decision, they can make loan approval, they can make medical diagnosis. We hear every day use how AI is used to diagnose various diseases which doctors are not able to diagnose by themselves. As well as hiring decision. HR are becoming redundant when AI can make the hiring decision. So AI, basically artificial intelligence, uses machine learning algorithms to find patterns which mostly humans are not capable of finding those patterns by themselves. So the AI does not just execute, it can interpret, it can predict, and it can act. So as I'm telling about the decision making by AI, what are the benevolent? There is benevolent AI development, which, as I mentioned earlier disease detection, personalized medicine and drug discovery can be done using AI. In education, we are listening various sessions about education using AI, where personalized learning can be done, active learning can be done, where everyone does not have to just follow the herd to go through the same existing education system, but everybody can have their own personalized education system of learning. Then environmental protection, where climate modeling, efficient resource use and biodiversity monitoring can be achieved using artificial intelligence. And financial inclusion, agricultural optimization, various government policies and their implementation can be made more efficient using this technology. At the same time, there are grey areas. There are areas which is concerned, and as of now, not much answers has been found. Problems like algorithmic bias, where various discriminatory outcomes are there in hiring, in lending, in criminal justice, as I was mentioning earlier. Privacy erosion, when all the decisions are made by our digital footprint, there our privacy is being eroded. We are getting some benefit out of it, but we are also compromising our privacy itself. Autonomous weapon, as now we are living in the age of war, various conventional wars are going on, but to make it more efficient and to reduce the loss of life, autonomous weapons are used, like a drone is used very extensively. It has been coming with some other issues, like again the privacy concern or total annihilation of race or community. Then of course we all suffer from the pandemic of fake news, deep fakes, algorithmic radicalization, labor displacement, where job losses are there in a widespread way. And again, tech concentration, the power of development of technology are only few hands. Elon Musk or Sam Altman or any other very few we can count in our fingers names. If this was not enough, there is again, we are looking at a future where artificial intelligence, what we are talking about now, is narrow artificial intelligence, where most of our technologies are good at some task. Maybe an LLM who can give us text, maybe a drone or a camera which give us information. But when we talk about a technology, a device which can do almost all the tasks that man can achieve, they can fulfill, that is known as artificial general intelligence, where the intelligence, the AI, having almost human-like capabilities. So that AI can be achieved with further paraphernalia of technology, along with robotics, genetic engineering, and nanotechnology. So when that comes, various prediction has been going on. 15 to 20 years are predicted that within that time frame, the AI will be achieved. Then that impact will be what we cannot imagine as of now. So all this together, there's a threat posed towards humanity. And what is being done by corporates, by government, as well as various other intergovernmental international institutions. So currently in this initiative, almost all the multinational big tech companies, they all have their own initiative to control AI development in a safe way. We can consume, we can take the benefit of AI. But industry partnership, where government along with industry, they are developing to try to put a brake on what can be and what cannot be invented, what cannot be developed, just for the name of profit or getting more information. Various fairness and bias, that detection tools, which are mainly by the IEEE organization. From an engineering point of view, various breaks or various caveats are there so that it doesn't go out of control. Similarly, international organizations like European Union, they have their own AI Safety Act, A1 2021. As well as UNESCO has also come with their own guideline. But there are some problems, there are loopholes in those initiative, those policies by this organization as of the problem similar to sustainable development goal. If we are telling about sustainable development goal, that itself is a problem. While it is trying to have a control over the development over balance of nature, similarly if we try to control AI, then there will be millions of people who will be kept away from the benefits of AI. Similarly, profit motive will get the overwhelming impact on ethical decision making. So, point is all the initiative taken by various government, various initiative taken to control AI, make it safe, has come in with their own problems. So there are multiple works, multiple thinking has been going on, how to find some alternative which can guide AI in a more holistic way, where we can get the benefits of it. At the same time, the problem should not be the welfare of all, or that no one should be left behind. So in this context, there is an alternative viewpoint, a lens we can bring to have a controlled safety over AI. So I'm talking about the Gandhian alternative for the controlling of a sustainable ethical AI. So when we speak about Gandhi, normally that is not something we associate with technology specifically, an advanced technology like AI. But how can we try to implement something, even if at a short level, in a small basis, so that we can enhance it later? Concept, philosophy, like Sir was aware, small decentralized AI technologies, like now we are using LLM, it should be smaller at a decentralized level, means and end. So AI itself should be treated as an agent, not just a tool, so that the fairness can be learned by the AI while it giving us responses. So in a trusteeship, the issue of trusteeship, where instead of being owner of multi-billionaire organization or individual, it can be done at a trusteeship level, which was greatly proposed by Gandhi. And self-reliance at a local level, instead of on a not in a nationalist, egoistic way, but at a local level, data should be saved in that way. Similarly, when we do just a query on LLM, every one query take around half liter of bottle of water to do the cooling technology. So those all can be done using Gandhian principles. I just conclude that this technology is not something that only one philosophy can have a control over it. We should have multiple alignment, multiple philosophy coming together and have a break. So hopefully Gandhian philosophy can one way of showing direction towards a safe and ethical AI. Thank you. Some references and thank you.
Is that question again?
Thank you, Manas. It was very insightful presentation. So, as you are talking about industrial revolution 4, if you look in that, one of the things is the backbone of industrial revolution 4 is IoT, which is called Internet of Things. So, I want to narrate one small sentence about this. Imagine a small morning. You usually wake up at 6 o'clock, but at the same time, today weather is not much, for example, favorable. And you every day wake up 6 o'clock and going to the office in the same road. But then today, the weather is not okay. The way you are going always, it is a little bit traffic. So here, I'm talking about a small morning. Your alarm, your clock will ring 15 minutes before than usual day, and perhaps your Google map of your phone or car will direct you some another way. Perhaps it will be longer, but it will not be crowded. So in this way, industrial revolution 4 has a significant impact on your daily life. So what do you think about the ethical part of these things? In your perspective, how you will define the ethical part of IoT or industrial revolution 4? Thank you.
Thank you, Tawaf, for the wonderful question. So just out of my mind, right now I can think of will be the absence of agency. That how IoT we will be able to decide which is a fair weather. For me, fair weather may be different. Maybe I want to travel when it is raining. Maybe you do not like to travel when it is raining. So the individual perspective differences. Of course, traffic, that part that you don't, that is already existing. If we use GPS, they already will show us what is the less traffic part. But about the quality of our experience, so that we will be using it will be same for all. So even like now itself is happening when we give any query to LLM, we give from different device, we get the same response, and we start thinking the same way. So that my morning, everybody's morning will be same. So I think now we all have our own different mornings. We lost that essence, elimination of agency as a freedom, a free person. I think that is, I can take off. Thank you.
Any further questions? This one over there? No. No other questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we're now inviting Mathai, Varghese. Thank you for coming. And if you'd like to introduce yourself in 8 minutes presentation. The topic is Gandhian philosophy and subjective well-being, a pathway for adolescent education towards sustainable life.
Good evening, Honorable Chair, Paulo Morley Fletcher, and all the scholars gathered over here. I'm Mathai Varghese, a practicing teacher and a research scholar in pedagogical science. Being a practicing teacher and a research scholar in education of adolescents, I'm glad to present this paper which shows some light to a pathway which argues that how value-centered worldview grounded in Satya, Ahimsa, Aparigraha, Sarvodaya and trusteeship, and an orientation towards cognitive, affective judgments of one's own quality of life can lead to education towards sustainable life. The title of this paper is Gandhian Philosophy and Subjective Well-being, a pathway for adolescent education towards sustainable life. At the onset, I would like to mention about the importance of adolescent education when we speak about sustainable future, because they are our future thinkers, future leaders, future decision makers. Through sustainability in education, they develop awareness of responsibility, skills to protect the planet, and so on. Background and rationale of this paper. Today's adolescents, as we know, they face a lot of challenges from consumerism. Just to mention one example from media, the adolescents, they get a notion that self-possession or material possession is self-worth. They face from academic stress, of course, ecological insecurity. I would like to mention an example. Last week, I took on a group of students to a tour, but the day before our departure, one of the students who resides in the Kutanad area, he said, if there is no flood tonight, I will be joining you in the tour group. So there is an eco-anxiety nowadays among the adolescents. Digital overload and digital divide is of course there. And there is when considering all these things, there is an urgency to align well-being and Gandhian philosophy to foster sustainable adolescent education. Through theoretical lens, subjective well-being. It's actually a theory proposed by Diner in 1984, and lots of studies are now on the way, and the importance of subjective well-being is discussed all over the world. It's an important part in positive psychology also. The three major components are life satisfaction, positive affect, and negative affect. And from Gandhian philosophy, amalgamating Satya, Ahimsa, Aparigraha, Sarvodaya and trusteeship. These both can lead to a sustainable adolescent education. Satya is not merely factual correctness, but an inner alignment between one's thoughts, words and actions. Satya serves as an ethical and spiritual foundation for life satisfaction, emotional stability and a sense of meaning for life. Positive effect that includes joy, motivation and happiness as things. Ahimsa from Gandhian philosophy. It transforms aggression to empathy, non-violence. It transforms violence and it silences turmoil and it awakens joy. Compassion is also a positive effect. The theory of subjective well-being tells that less negative effects that increases our subjective well-being. Aparigraha, it frees our mind from different desire of possession. Detachment dissolves envy, fear, resentment and such negative effects. The conceptual framework. By amalgamating Gandhian values, it helps in fostering subjective well-being, which can result in sustainable adolescent life. There are different theories that can be which could substantiate this paper. That is, one is value internalization theory by Varghese in 1973. The main highlight is that internalization of values happen when values are more beyond external reinforcements. The next is Borden and Bill theory by Fredrickson. Positive emotions expand people's thoughts, action and help build lasting psychological, social and physical sourcing. Warren Blow effect of 2025, very recent. Intrinsic satisfaction people feel when engaging in pro-social or pro-environmental behavior. Satya, Ahimsa, Aparigraha, Sarvodaya and trusteeship, including these things along with subjective elements of subjective well-being, can of course lead to substantial adolescent education. Regarding educational implications, earlier we listened to Mona Naseri from the Schumacher College. I think most of these what I have presented in this paper was already practicalized there actually when what she said. Regarding the curriculum, Gandhian stories, debates, value education, these all things should be given importance. As far as pedagogy is concerned, reflective journaling, eco projects, storytelling, all these things can instill these values into our students, especially the adolescents. Regarding service learning, Paulos Gregorius, education should lead, I quote, education should lead to actions and service to humanity, concern for others, constructive engagement with the society. He said all these things are important as far as education is concerned. When Gandhian values are inculcated in adolescent education, service learning becomes one of the major and main important parts. Then community engagement is also very important. I would like to have a mention about National Education Policy of 2020 and UNESCO Education for Sustainable Development Goals. Especially I would like to mention about sustainability link as far as NEP and UNESCO's ESD goals are concerned. In NEP, it promotes environmental awareness, sustainable practices and global citizenship education. As far as UNESCO's ESD goals are concerned, they focused explicitly on sustainability and ecological responsibility. And to conclude, Gandhian philosophy offers timeless values that can nurture adolescents' subjective well-being while fostering sustainable living. By integrating principles from Gandhian philosophy, we can cultivate a compassionate, resilient and responsible future citizens. Aligning these values with contemporary framework like NEP 2020 and UNESCO's ESD, Education for Sustainable Development, goals provide a culturally grounded, I repeat, culturally grounded and globally relevant pathway for sustainable development. Integrating Gandhian values into adolescent education can simultaneously nurture inner well-being and inspire responsible, sustainable global citizenship. Finally, to God, Mahatma Gandhi, be the change you wish to see in this world. Thank you.
Are there any comments or questions? Maybe I have a question. Would your approach or conclusion change were you to expand the scope to go beyond adolescent education? To just focus on education at large? Would there be any implication changes to that?
Of course, being a practitioner in adolescent education, I have given focus on adolescent education. Of course, I think beyond adolescent education, this pathway will show some light towards sustainable education. But there are some concerns, like a question earlier I heard asked from the audience, like when we try to inculcate values and activities that foster value-based and subjective well-being of the students or the learners, how we measure this, the sort of measurement or test, how we assess students. Assessment becomes a question of concern, I think. So there is scope for lots of research in this area also, how this amalgamation can be extended for higher education and also right from the very beginning of the education of little ones.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so the next one is Priya, CP. And the topic is Satya, Ahimsa, and Dharma, intersections between Gandhi and Sanatan ideology.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Priya CP, research scholar from School of Gandhian Thought and Development Studies. Today I am going to present a paper on Satya, Ahimsa and Dharma, intersection between Gandhi and Sanatan ideology. These quotes are one is from Mahatma Gandhi. Truth is gold. The way to truth lies through Ahimsa, that is non-violence. And next is from Mahabharata. Mahabharata is a text, as a spiritual text. Mahatma Gandhi followed it as a guiding principle of life. Dharma rakshati rakshita. Dharma protects those who protects it. This presentation explores the profound connections between the ethical pillars of Satya, that is truth, Ahimsa, non-violence, and Dharma, as espoused by Mahatma Gandhi and rooted deeply in Sanatan or eternal Hindu philosophy. The objectives are how Gandhi's personal philosophy was influenced by ancient Sanatan principle, the definition of Sanatan Dharma and the debates of Indian caste system, the concept of Dharma not just as religious duty but as universal moral order. The overview of Gandhian philosophy. Gandhian philosophy is rooted in the principle of truth or Satya, non-violence, Ahimsa and self-discipline, emphasizing the transformative powers of ethical living and social responsibility. He used Satyagraha or truth force as a method of non-violent resistance. Ahimsa is an active, deliberative strategy that emphasizes courage, self-sacrifice, and the creation of constructive social environment. It is more than just the absence of violence. It represents active love and the highest joy of humanity. according to Gandhi, truth is ultimate reality and the guiding principle of life. It encompasses both relative truth and absolute truth, which he considered as God. According to Gandhi, he firstly said that truth is, God is truth. Actually, he said that God is truth. Then he said that, firstly he said that God is truth, then he changed into truth is God. What we consider as truth, that is God. Indian philosophical traditions such as Hinduism are incorporated into Gandhian philosophy. Gandhi himself identified as a Sanatan Hindu. Gandhi viewed himself as an inherently tolerant, Gandhi viewed Hinduism as an inherently tolerant, believing it was a religion that embraced diverse path to truth that could assimilate new ideas from other faiths. Mahatma Gandhi was deeply influenced by the Bhagavad Gita, the holy scripture of Hinduism, which he considered his eternal mother and the foundation of his understanding and patience of Sanatan Dharma. Understanding Sanatan Dharma. Sanatan Dharma is rooted in the ancient Vedic tradition of India, which dated back at least 1500 BC. These are the most ancient and sacred scriptures in this tradition: the Rig Veda, Sama Veda, the Yajur Veda, and the Atharva Veda. Sanatan Dharma is an eternal order or an eternal law or a cosmic law, emphasizing its universal, timeless principles and traditions rather than a singular religion, an alternative ancient term for Hinduism. Sanatan Dharma emphasizes virtues that apply to everyone, regardless of their social position. These include honesty, non-violence, purity. Purity in speech and action also, compassion, patience, self-restraint, non-stealing. And a central goal is for the individual soul to realize its spiritual identity and ultimate unity with the divine. In Bhagavad Gita, a part of the epic Mahabharata, there is a dialogue between Lord Krishna and Arjuna that offers guidance of Dharma, duty without attachment, karma, action, and moksha, liberation. It is highly popular for its practical wisdom and it's sometimes considered the most accessible and important scripture for the understanding Sanatan Dharma. Sanatan Dharma defines cosmic order or Rita as the foundation of moral and social harmony and prescribes Varnashrama Dharma, articulates universal Dharma embodying rightness and justice beyond social divisions. The key beliefs of Sanatan Dharma is Brahman and Atman. Brahman and Atman are two sides of one coin. The Brahman is the ultimate reality, that is formless pervasive spirit. Atman is the individual soul which is one with the Brahman. Dharma is the righteous conduct, moral duty and the ethical living. Those who are doing his karma and dharma correctly, that people can only attain the liberation or the moksha, liberation from the cycle of rebirth, that is samsara. Discourses surrounding the Indian caste system and Sanatan Dharma. As a spiritual path, Sanatan Dharma does not include the caste system by nature. Sanatan Dharma's concept of varna was intended to be based on one's quality or guna, actions, abilities and mental states, or not by birth. We are following now the caste system by birth, but according to Sanatan Dharma, that is not by birth. Our actions defines our duties defines what is our caste or like that. The varna system is extensively discussed in Dharma Shastras, which divides society into four varnas: Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishya and Shudras. These are three gunas. The gunas operate at a psychological level, shifting emotions, energy levels and influencing one's thoughts, actions and habits. Those who have sattva, the first quality is purity, light, clarity, harmony. According to Rajas, passion, activity and desire. Tamas is the emphasizing the dullness and ignorance. Those who have more sattva guna, they have calmness and inner peace, clarity of thought and self-control, knowledge and wisdom, compassion and honesty, selfless action and spiritual growth. Those who have Rajas guna, they have passion, activity and desire, strong desire and ambition and greed, restlessness, agitation and stress, a focus on mental gain, material gain and competition and achieving results, strong emotion intensity that may be positive or negative. According to Thomas, it is a dullness and ignorance, that is destructive tendencies, excessive sleep, lack of concern for consequences or moral duty. These are the three gunas which defines us. Intersections of ideology, Gandhi and Sanatan. Both Gandhi's philosophy and Sanatan ideology share fundamental values such as truth, non-violence and duty, which serve as guiding principle of ethical conduct and social justice. Gandhi's thoughts were profoundly shaped by Sanatan principle, which provided a moral framework for his activism and personal life, reinforcing his commitment to justice and equality. Examples from Gandhi's life such as Salt March and his campaigns for social reform illustrate how he applied intersecting ideologies to effect change and inspire others. The conclusion is that Gandhi didn't borrow from Sanatan Dharma. He lived in a modern context. He himself identified as a Sanatan Hindu. His life was a bridge between ancient wisdom and contemporary action. Satya, Ahimsa and Dharma are not just values, they are tools for transformation. Thank you.
Very well, we're in time. Any questions? I see some hands, please.
I would just like to point out one thing, that when we, according to my viewpoint, I feel that when we read Gandhi in today's times, we have to kind of observe his multiple lineages, spiritually, worldview-wise, philosophical points, because he embraced this plurality of thoughts through his actions, because from his mother's side, he was also part of the Jaina Modha tradition, which talks about the plurality, many-sidedness of truth. So, given India's current political climate as well, I think one should also emphasize on the fact how Gandhi embraced the plurality by getting influence from Christianity through Tolstoy and John Ruskin, from Islam through his South Africa experience, and a range of other paths and viewpoints which he kind of conferred through his actions, I feel. So that's just a comment, not a question. Yeah.
Would you like to comment on it? Okay, so we are inviting Samar Azazi, and the topic is Solar Energy for Sustainable Development Goals, Women's Empowerment in Yemen, a Gandhian Perspective.
My name is Samar. I am from Yemen, and today I will present my topic, which is solar energy for sustainable development goals, women's empowerment in Yemen, a Gandhian perspective. First of all, I'm using this platform to let you know more about my country, because most of you don't know about Yemen. So I'll present my country, then I will go to the topic. First, this brief overview about Yemen. Location: Southern Arabian Peninsula bordered by Saudi Arabia and Oman. The Greek said about Yemen that it's Arabia Flexibla, which means the happy land. and the capital is Sana'a. Population is 31 million. Religion Islam. Currency Yemeni. Culture, we are rich by ancient trade routes. Challenge, we have the challenge of ongoing conflict. See, this is Yemen. We are here in Kerala. This is Yemen. Yemen had many colonial in the past. Ethiopia and Eritrea was one empire, so they come to colonial Yemen. Egypt also. We have here London. Yemen was under British colony for more than 116 years. We have here Turkey, Istanbul. Yemen was under Turkey colony for more around 400 years. We have here Rome, person from Italy. They also come to Yemen. And Portugal as well. What else? China and India. And that's all. Iran. So, why Yemen has this much importance? Because of Bab al-Mandab. See, here, this is my city, Aden. We have, because of the port starts from Bab al-Mandab. Then we have here Ras, and there is Ras. Ras in Arabic means the edge. So we have the port. Because of that port, see, port of Yemen, we have this Ras Bab al-Mandab. Ras Bab al-Mandab is a narrow strait connecting the Red Sea to the Gulf of Aden. Lies between Yemen to the Arabian Peninsula, connecting the Horn Africa. Then we have the other port, it's in my city, the southeast of Ras Bab al-Mandab on the coast of Gulf of Aden. This is Sukatra Island. See, this calling the blood, it's calling the dragon blood, because when you cut the tree, it will come blood, the color. Then this beach is in Sukatra. It sounds like Maldives. This is the port. This is my city. This sunrise. This my city. The port is there. See, if you from Fort of Sira Island, looking down to the old seaport of Aden, southern Yemen, formerly a main hub for trade of gold, incense and other goods from Africa and India. Then the Gulf of Aden. We have the 3-4 rock. See, this is Shibam. Shibam is old city more than 1,700 years. It's calling Manhattan of desert. It's the first skyscraper in the world. The old city Sana'a. Sana'a was originally settled over 2,500 years ago, developing as a seat of ancient Yemeni kingdom and strategic trade hub. Founding of Sham, son of Nuh. Nuh is a prophet of messenger of God in Islam, Judaism and Christianity. This is view from Sana'a. This is Sana'a. Okay, so now we come to the conflict. Since 10 years, Yemen is going to conflict, starting on March. You see here, starting on March 2015 till April 2025, the conflict. Then also we have attack by USA just in this year, 15 March to April 2025. US has attacked Yemen 207 times. I know you hear about Houthis and attack. Then we have the NGO rules. This is Angelina Jolie. Angelina Jolie has visited Yemen, and because of this conflict, she said it is heartbreaking, it's infuriating above all, because this is a man-made crisis that must be ended. This is the NGO that's supporting in Yemen. Now we come to the topic, our sustainable development. So sustainable development are a universal framework adopted by the United Nations consisting of these goals according to the UN. We have here the R: rethink, refuse, reduce, reuse, repair, repurpose, recycle, root. And the problem is me. The solution is we are the problem as well we are the solution. See, the sustainable development goals, you can see here it's red. If you see from one, it's all red because see the score of human is 47 score. Because of the conflict, it cannot all the goals to be achieved. Okay, so why the key challenge? As we know, the sustainable development goals should be achieved by 2013, but because of the ongoing conflict, the political fragmentation, the humanitarian emergency, the weak governments, the economic, all of this. Okay, now I come to the solar energy. Solar energy, this is the father of solar energy. His name is Edmond Brickell. Edmond Brickell, a young physicist working in France, observed and discovered the photovoltaic effect in 1939. The definition of solar energy refers to the energy derived from the sun. We'll see this in the next slide so you will understand more. This is the 5 main type: BV, STE, CSP, and passive. Okay. So solar, this is how the solar energy is working. We start from the sun, then here the panel, then the chance control, then it's from electricity. Then this is the impact. In Yemen, we depend too much on solar energy. You can see we use it in drinking water, in health centers, in business, school, everywhere. And in school, solar-powered water system keep children learning in Yemen. We have here this solar energy used in my country. See, this is all hospital is working by solar energy. See the outreach of solar provision in hospital, the blue one. Then we have, now we come to women empowerment. We see this empowerment is the term itself comes from social, means to empower, to originate person. Women's empowerment first was in Nairobi, 1985. So empowerment is the process which women redefine and extend, which is possible for them situation compared to men. Means the access, the easy access for women. Then we have here, see always in empowerment you will see rising hand. See, in many cultures, rising hand is associated with voting or participate. So this is why in most culture, women like this, they raising their hand. And this is the women's empowerment principle according to the UN, was established by 2010. Solar energy empowerment in Yemen, it creates new income, promote women, improve girls' education, save time, increase home safety, etc. Okay, this is this is in Yemen. This lady, she do the solar energy in Yemen, and she become BBC listed her in 100 most influential women. Gandhi. This is Gandhi views. Vows. Here Gandhi he came to Yemen. Gandhi came to Yemen. When Gandhi came to Yemen, Gandhi visit Yemen and he gives speech in my city. This speech he was Gandhi, Yemen's fourth large city. That time Yemen was under British colony. So Gandhi, when he come to Yemen, the Indian people there, he was talking to them and he gave a speech to them about the freedom. Gandhi's visit to Yemen was not political mission, but transit through other port and held meeting. This is a school in Gandhi, was established by Gujarati in 1937 and Sindhu. This is the Yemen Indian embassy when they opened the school. This is the integration, how the SDG and the Gandhian vows and the impact that it's related, how the solar energy empower movement according to Gandhian perspective. This solar project during challenge the tools depends, examples where she inspired the solar project, emphasis women decision making according to the principles of Gandhi. Thank you.
Any questions or comments? Maybe I have a question. If you were to summarize in 2 minutes the key message of your work for women.
Okay, see, it's a difficult question, but I think the first thing that we needed is we have to challenge our society, first of all, because in Yemen we don't have that much support, okay? But what I can see that we need to have this much belief of equality, so we can empower ourselves, we can have voice, and that only empowerment will come through education.
So we're moving to the theme of prevailing philosophical trends in future of life. And we invite Manu Kurian on the topic of loneliness, anxiety, helplessness among elder adults living alone.
Respected Chair, dear participants, very good evening. I am Manu, research scholar at University. I am here from and this is the exact status of relative in Kerala, especially India. And this generation holds a critical position as a link between the old and new generations. Lots of disparities are there in these two generations with information, technology and knowledge. And exactly this mismatch often creates challenges for the older generation, leaving them vulnerable in a rapidly changing society. Although there has been significant development, our society still lacks effective system to protect and support senior citizens. There are lots of systems are developing right now, but it requires lots of cost, and it is not affordable for the local and common people. And exactly this study particularly focused on examining loneliness and anxiety among the early adults living alone. And these are the aims of the study. These are the objectives that I would like to find out through this study. To find out whether there is a significant difference in loneliness and anxiety among elder adults on the basis of gender, on the basis of age, on the basis of residential area, and on the basis of marital status. And this is actually the problem. The UN 2023 has brought out with an information that in India there are 14.9 crore persons aged 60 years and above in 2022, comprising around 10.5% of the country's total population. But this is estimated to increase to 15%, that is 22.7 crore by 2046. That means after 10 years, the entire India will be ruled and filled with old generation. And again, as I have mentioned in the first slide, our country is not equipped for systematic geriatric rehabilitation. And geriatric rehabilitation is primarily accessible to the rich due to deep-rooted systematic inequalities. And these are the procedures, this is a method that I have completed my study. The research design, and I have selected population Men and women belong to the age group 16 to 80. Sample and sampling method. Sample consists of 150 elderly, including both men, 37, women, 113. The sample method used in studies convenient sampling method. Data collection tool. 2 standardized questions that I have used to collect data from the respondents. These are the 2 questionnaires. And I also used statistical procedures, mean standard deviation, interest, ANOVA, and correlation. And these are the frequency distribution with reference to the sample. You can see gender and residential area. In my respondents, 75% are female and 25% are male. And with reference to residential area, 45% of people or respondents belong to rural area and 55% belong to urban area. And partner status and age. And again in my sample, 33% of people living with the partner and 67% respondents live without partner. And again coming to the age distribution, 11% of people having 70 to 80 age group and 89% of people 60 to 70. And coming to the findings and discussions, and these are the major results that I have received from this research. The findings reveal significant gender difference with the female participants reporting higher level of loneliness and anxiety compared to their male counterpart. I think it is because that as far as with reference to the culture, male have always the opportunity to go outside the home, participate with the people, and always women being alone in the home. Place of residence was also found to play an important role as rural elders experience greater loneliness. Then urban elders indicating that environmental and social context strongly influence emotional well-being. People in rural area have less, more anxiety and depression because they don't have opportunity to mingle with society, and they always live in the room, and basically they were the agricultural people. And people in urban area, they have associations, clubs, and all the places to channelize their emotions. And coming to the other one, results suggested that both loneliness and anxiety tend to intensify with increasing age. As age increases, this loneliness, anxiety also increases. It can be because of that their physical aspects and mental aspects are more vulnerable. And the last result, partner status identified as another critical factor affecting mental health. Elders without partner report a significantly higher level of loneliness and anxiety than individual partner. We can understand this because one person living alone in the home can increase this, their stress and other psychological well-being. But people who are living together with spouse can automatically increase the psychological well-being too. And coming to the conclusion, overall, this findings point toward the urgent need for targeted interventions and supporting community programs that specifically address the mental health challenges of elderly, particularly women, rural residents, and those without spousal support. The study emphasizes the necessity of integrating mental health strategies into elder care system to promote emotional well-being, foster resilience, and to improve quality of life in later years. By addressing loneliness and anxiety, societies can contribute to healthier aging and more supportive environment for elderly. These are the references, sources that I have checked. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Any comments or questions from the audience?
Manu sir, congratulations on the wonderful presentation. You meant about infrastructure for adult population. So, as beyond what we know in general, infrastructure, do you mean something more? So, can you enlighten us with that?
Yes. By infrastructure, I meant that it is geriatric care and institutions. And I think geriatric care is a business right now in Kerala and India. Lots of opportunities are there, but only rich people can afford. Because I think to settle in a geriatric home, we need to pay monthly around 1 lakh rupees per month. Even sometimes above 50,000. And normal people like farmers, like it is not affordable for them. So they face lots of difficulties in the home because the children are away. And for common man, especially people with agricultural background, they cannot afford such a rich institutions. And I prefer, and through this research, I recommend the societies and policies to bring the policies by the government to support these elders to have rich facilities like well-equipped homes, geriatric homes. And that is what I meant by the systems and infrastructure for the elders.
You were talking about the infrastructure, but still our society have the idea that women after a point of time can't go anywhere and all those things.
Yes.
How can we bring a women-friendly environment in this infrastructure?
I think there are lots of infrastructures, institutions in Kerala right now. Exactly like we can see in Kottayam Travel Foundation. It's well equipped, especially women-friendly. The problem is that it's not friendly for the normal people. Around 1 lakh rupees we have to pay. Sometimes about 50,000 rupees we have to pay per month to have such institutions. So normal people cannot go there. And that is the problem. That is what the difficulty that we face right now. And as we have discussed earlier, after 10 years, India will be ruled by the elder people. India will be filled by the elder people. And that is the problem. And they should be cared well. Equipment should be there to facilitate their overall well-being.
Thank you.
I have a final question.
Yes.
You invoke some mental health strategies
Yes.
to be implemented as one of the solutions.
Yes.
Would you like to elaborate? Do you identify any strategies that can be put in place?
Can you explain once again?
In your conclusions, you spoke about mental
Yes, yes.
health strategies.
Yes, yes.
Did you already identify some potential strategies?
I think this mental health support, rehabilitation support for elderly should be included in the pension scheme. When they work, when they are able to work, some of their money, some of their income should be contributed to the government. And when they become elder people, government should provide them with all these supporting mechanisms. Like we can see in European countries, when they work, the government will catch some amount. And when they become older, the government will provide the finest form of infrastructure for them. And that should be applied in our Indian society too. It may take time, but it should be part of the policy of India and Kerala. I wish that. Thank you.
I invite Mr. Paolo Moli Fletcher to kindly receive token of appreciation from Dr. Harilakshmi Kumar, the Associate Professor of Department of Gandhian Thoughts and Development Studies, for chairing this session. Sir, please come forward.